Are Russian submarines making war on UFOs/USOs under the water? Okay, this is a really juicy story. Before I get too far into it, please hit like, please share on social media, comment below, and of course, I would love it if you hit the subscribe button and if you do the bell next to it to be notified of future videos. This is from The Sun. Russian submarines in secret battle with aliens deep under the oceans, top secret Kremlin documents claim. Russian submarines are fighting a secret war with alien craft deep under the oceans, according to top secret Kremlin documents. In scene straight out of a Hollywood movie, Soviet subs are playing a game of cat and mouse with strange underwater craft, according to a new book called Russia's USO Secrets by Brit investigator Philip Mantle, based on Russian documents and accounts from military veterans. A lot of pictures in this article. USOs, underwater submersible objects, are the UFOs of the oceans. Well, obviously. Describing a bizarre incident in the Bermuda Triangle in 2009, former nuclear submarine commander Yuri Beketov said, "We repeatedly observed that the instruments detected the movements of material objects at unimaginable speed, at around 230 knots, that's 400 kilometers per hour. It's hard to reach that speed on the surface. Only in the air is it possible. The beings that created those material objects significantly exceed us in development." Yeah, really. The book also contains accounts from Russian veterans about their close encounters, including hostile acts at sea during the Cold War. They have described how UFOs would apparently appear in the sky before diving down beneath the waves. More pictures. That's what the original documents look like. In one terrifying incident, a captain ordered depth charges to be dropped into the path of a USO, which changed direction and sped off. Lieutenant Commander Oleg Sokolov told students that while on duty, he spotted a strange object through a periscope rising out of the water. That's a different encounter, but I'm really fascinated. They actually dropped depth charges, and they were dropping bombs on a USO. It's crazy. The book also reveals how another crew watched as a cigar-shaped UFO shot 3 beams of light down into the Atlantic Ocean. The UFO was about 200 to 250 meters long. That's huge. And slowly descended into the ocean, making a strange hissing sound about half a mile from the submarine. But the object was not tracked on radar. Marine scientists in the port city of Sevastopol, Ukraine, I totally butchered that, claim they spotted a huge wheel rotating below the Black Sea while they were deep sea diving. Okay, all right. Huge wheel rotating below the sea. I'm unsure if that's underwater or below the horizon or what that means exactly. I assume that's underwater. In a 1951 incident documented in records, a Soviet submarine encountered a gigantic underwater object heading towards the shores. The captain ordered depth bombs, to be dropped into the path of the USO, but the object did not react to the attack and stayed on its course before darting towards the surface. At a depth of 50 meters, it stopped its ascent, changed course, and departed. Russian sailors again observed a UFO in the Mediterranean in 1978, according to the book. The captain of the Soviet motor ship Gorgora immediately sent a radiogram to the Soviet Academy of Sciences in Moscow, telling them the object was shaped like a flattened out sphere and was a white pearl color, files reveal. Other UFOs have reportedly appeared over Soviet submarine bases, forcing the Soviet General Staff to take them seriously. The book also publishes the results of a study by the Anomalous Phenomena Commission of the Russian Geographical Society in St. Petersburg, which concluded that UFOs are real. I don't know anything about the Anomalous Phenomena Commission, but of the Russian Geographical Society, that makes it sound like it's a civilian organization, a citizen organization devoted to UFOs. I don't know anything about that. If any of y'all do, you chime in below. Is that like the MUFON of Russia, or is that just a little local group of scientists that look into this? That's really interesting. The book also publishes the results of a study. Yeah, we already went there. The author told the Sun the USO phenomena looks set to be the future of UFO research in general. More and more researchers around the world are taking a closer look at the USO subject. It is strongly suggested that both Russian and American subs have encountered USOs in various parts of the world. The book, Russia's USO Secrets, is written by Philip and co-author Paul Stonehill. Okay, that's all the article says, but I think that is very interesting. Submarines, Russian submarines, encountering USOs, and in some cases even engaging them in violence, dropping bombs on them, depth charges. That's crazy. Well, I say it's crazy because it is an outlandish scenario, but it is apparently not uncommon. U.S. fighter planes have been shooting at UFOs for forever, and also there's recorded accounts of Russian and Chinese military pilots also firing on UFOs. So humans have been shooting at these things for a while, so it should be no surprise that submarines are engaging them as well. But I guess the thing that really makes this interesting is that in the U.S. at least, we have very little data about the submarines. We have some little anecdotes and some stories here and there, and some of them are pretty juicy. But the military has been very closed on USOs in submarine encounters with them. The sailors that have been encountering them are even more closed-mouthed than the jet pilots, in the Air Force and the Navy. Now, is that a cultural thing in the military, or is that a directive from above where, they don't want this information getting out there? I think a lot of it has to do with their careers being jeopardized. They don't want to be the crazy person that saw some crazy thing on the sonar and reported it, and then got made fun of and didn't get the advancement. But the jet pilots also encountered the same situation, and some of them were a little bit more forthcoming. So I imagine it's more of a cultural thing within the submarine community. And of course, these are only from files that have been released. What about all the files that haven't been released? Because I am certain the Russians have been pursuing reverse engineering alien technology just as the US has, just as China almost certainly has, just as every country with the ability to do so has been doing so. How much of what we see in the skies is made by humans based on reverse engineered alien technology versus how much of it is actually purely alien? I don't know. That's an important question. But there are too many examples of encounters with aliens where government officials, for example, were seen interacting with the aliens, or the abductees were taken somewhere where there were government officials in addition to the aliens that brought the abductees there. So the military seems to be working with the visitors in some capacity. So I believe that's probably worldwide, but I don't have a lot to base that on. Just a belief. A rebuttal to that might be that countries like China and Russia are more aggressive than the U.S., at least in the current U.S. And if they had this technology, they would be more likely to use it aggressively. Russia would have taken back the Soviet states, for example, or they never would have imploded to begin with, the Soviet Union. So if they had this sophisticated technology, wouldn't they have used it? Now, also, like I say, a lot of these sightings of military and government officials working with the visitors, well, it's just that. They are working with the visitors. It's not necessarily that we have our own ships and are flying them around, although we very well could be. But we are definitely, according to my research, we definitely seem to be working with the visitors in at least assisting them with their ships and their programs, whatever those are, presumably abductions and stuff like that. Not real reassuring. I'll have more to say about that in a future video. Anyway, I feel like I've strayed a little bit off the mark here, but an interesting article, documents coming out about Russian submarines interacting and observing USOs. And hopefully this will encourage similar documents to come out in the U.S. So much of the UFO activity seems to be coming and going from our waters, possibly even a majority of it. So something major is going on there. They're either living in the water or using the water to come and go from deep underground or getting something from the water. Whatever it is, water is an important part of whatever it is they're doing or however they're living, if they are living here. So in order to understand the phenomenon, we are going to need to know that. So it would be great if the U.S. government started to pony up with that information. Is that going to happen? Who knows? That's why I think it's so significant that these documents are coming out and that people in other countries, at least, are starting to share some of this information, because we may be more likely to get information about this subject from another country rather than the U.S. By the way, if you are concerned about my health and all the the problems I've been having with gluten intolerance, I really appreciate your thoughts and your comments from the last video. It makes a difference. It makes an impact to know that you care, and I really thank you for it. I'm fine. I'm getting better. I'm learning what to eat. It's lame. There's not as much good food available on a gluten-free diet. It really sucks. But whatever. It'll be fine, hopefully. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Also, like I said, please consider hitting the subscribe button, and if you do, the bell next to it to be notified of future videos. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Is this an exciting story? Russian submarines dropping depth charges on USOs. Until next time, Cosmic Road out.